The Jack is 10 years old this year, and a lot has changed in the last decade, but we're going to talk about why the DNA of the Jack is still very much relevant today. Today we've bought this Jack on site in the Provender store. The Provender store is our awesome new home. It's undergoing a full renovation and you can keep up to date with all the videos. If you hit subscribe, you'll be the first to see them as they drop. J.Laverack is 10 years old this year, and the bike that we launched the brand with is the Jack. And the brief that we followed back in 2015 is still very much relevant today. The roads haven't really improved much in that time. I'd say arguably they've got slightly worse, and people are still looking for a really versatile, go anywhere, do anything road bike. Over the last 10 years, things have evolved a bit, although the DNA remains very much the same. So going to this bike, we have the ENVE-In route cockpit and fork, and that means that all the cables are now hidden. The new owner of this bike, Mark, sent us his bike fit report, and we could very closely match him onto a 54 Jack. So this is exactly what you've got here. It's a 54 centimetre standard geometry frame. It is, however, customised in terms of its spec to the kind of riding that Mark's got planned. Starting at the front of the bike, a little bit of customisation. Mark's opted for the very gorgeous Porsche oak green metallic for the fork, and it's a really kind of deep, rich colour. It also works beautifully with the Pave finish frame. Alongside the green fork and the Pave frame, Hope orange hubs, brake calipers and disc rotors, and of course seat clamp. So a really nice accent colour that just brings everything together really beautifully. The Hope orange hubs have been hand-built in our workshop with an AR28 ÄRA Carbon rim. So it's the shallowest rim depth that we do. It's also the lightest wheel set that we build. But lightweight certainly doesn't mean fragile, because these AR28 wheels are bomb-proof. We've got 28 Sapim CX-Ray spokes, front and back, brass nipples. So they're designed really for the best of British roads. Something I've been using for a number of years now are these Hope 4-pot calipers, and people often say, isn't that a bit overkill? I would say no, not really. They are very, very strong, but it's mostly about the modulation that you get in your hand through the lever. Absolutely lovely to use. Of course, we've got the ENVE-In route cockpit, and in this case, actually, Mark's opted for the compact round handlebar. We very often use the SES all-road bar, which is slightly flared, slightly flat-topped. This is more of a traditional round handlebar. To be able to use the ENVE-In route system, we have to use an oversized head tube, so that's what we've got here. And the headset, actually, we've used a Chris King Aeroset headset, which is absolutely lovely. The group set of choice is a SRAM Force AXS electronic group set, and I've had my eyes on this group set for a little while now. I particularly love that chain set. I just think it's a really nice, classy and stylish piece of design. For the type of riding that Mark's got planned, he's opted for a 48-35 pair of chain rings at the front, paired with a 10-36 cassette. So he's nearly got a 1-to-1 gear ratio for climbing, but 48-10 is quite a big gear, so he'll be able to get a lick of speed up with that. Here we've got the ÄRA Carbon Mudguards, designed to perfectly match with a Jack frame. So you could run a 35mm tyre with a mudguard still. Here though, we've got a GP5000 30mm tyre. It's actually a Stealth Edition tyre that was made for us by Continental. The mudguards are hand painted in our own colour, which is known as Brevet Black, and carbon mudguard painted like this, absolutely gorgeous. To match the ÄRA Carbon mudguards, we've got an ÄRA Carbon Seatpost, Brooks C13 saddle. It's a 145 carved. As usual, we have some really nice frame details. So we have the J.Laverack head badge engraved into the head tube. We've got the Freedom to Explore engraved in the bottom bracket. And in these UDH rear dropouts, we've got Jack written on one side and the JL crest on the other. And as it's a custom frame, the bike has its own birthday actually. So on the back here, it says handcrafted 2nd of September 2025. So this is really arguably a really, really beautifully spec winter bike, hence the need for mudguard mounts. Mark's also added rack mounts to the seat stays, so he could fit a traditional style pannier rack if he wanted to. But he's gone for just the 2 conventional water bottle holders. Occasionally people spec a third one down there, and sometimes people spec bottle cage mounts on the top tube as well for a bag. That can be quite a popular choice. Something that's never changed on any of our bikes, and it's been around since one of the first prototype bikes that we worked on, is this flattened top tube. So the story behind that top tube is Ollie built a cyclocross bike for himself many years ago now, and he put a flattened top tube on there for shouldering. It just created a really nice, clean aesthetic, and it's got an elegant shape from the side profile. So that's always been on every single J.Laverack. 10 years ago, when we first designed the jack, 3D printing was in its infancy really, and certainly not that accessible for the cycling industry. But in our 10th year, we've produced the AM64 design, and that applies to any one of the models in our range. And the AM64 is 3D printing with titanium, and that allows us to create seamless joins and really elegant shapes and save a little bit of weight from the frame. We shot a full video about the AM64, so we'll drop a link in the description to that video. If you'd like to see a little bit more about this bike specifically, we'll also put a link to a gallery entry where you can pore through all the really nice, beautiful details of this bike. The majority of you watching aren't yet subscribed to our channel, so please hit the subscribe button and you'll be the first to get our videos as they drop. We've got lots of really beautiful bikes coming through the workshop, and we've got a full renovation series of the Provender store that you won't want to miss. Thanks very much for watching.